So you guys know me, I've been looking for a Toyota Camry wagon for a while. Well, guess what? I found one. This thing here is driver quality. It's got a little bit of rust right there, but the towers are in great shape. This side over here is just as good a shape. It's actually better than the other side. This car is in amazing condition. Even the interior is in great shape. Thing fires right up. Air conditioning works. 250,000 kilometers on the clock. This thing here is a gem and a half. 7-seater. You can feel the AC just coming out of this thing. It is nice. But here's the downside. Okay, I'm just gonna pop the hood. I overpaid for this thing, and that's a little bit of a downside, yes. But here's the thing. I want to drive this thing on the road. I really do. So the problem is he told me it ran out of power steering fluid, so he put power steering stop leak in. And you guys that don't know these old V6s, the rad fan is actually ran off the power steering pressure. So he says once he did that, the rad fan stopped working. He put a new radiator into it, new thermostat, and it overheats when you're in traffic, stop and go traffic, and he's from the city. So told me that the air conditioning works, but you have to drive around with the heat on in the summer. So I'll be fixing that radiator. I love my air conditioning. I'm a fancy kid now. I can't live without air conditioning. Everything in this thing is immaculate. I know that you guys don't like hearing me say it, but this thing may be too nice to derby right now. Let me just beat it up on the road for 2 years. Now, I've seen this quite a bit. It is metal underneath the seat, and the sedans don't have this. So here's my plan. If I go to derby this, I'm going to take these seats, I'm going to take all the foam off, and then I'm going to bolt that to the floor as an extra skin, because that's factory in my eyes. One thing that I see differently. Let's fold down the seats, pull the headrest out. Kind of hard to do with one hand. Look at that. Now you have a flat working bench for me to slide my tools in. If you guys don't know, I'm an outside contractor. I go from basically automotive plant to automotive plant, including bottling, canning. I'm a millwright by trade is what I am, right? So I have a large amount of tools that I got to carry with me from job site to job site. And this vehicle here would be the perfect thing for me to carry my tools around. I drive the Lexus everywhere right now, which is nice, but I can't put all my tools in the back of the Lexus, and I got to lift them in over the back of it, and it's just always a pain in the ass. It came with some extra brake lights, some door latches. Here you have your 7-seater, which is nice. You gotta use 2 hands for this. There we go. So that's what I like about these Camry wagons, is basically you have a entire, like I can lay down in this thing. That's my head at the back of the seat, and my feet are still inside the back of the car. So that is what I really, really like about these Camry wagons. I can fit all my tools in it, it gets great fuel economy, and not only that, people offer to buy it off me almost everywhere I go. But for me to be able to do this, this car is going to need a little bit of work. It's going to need new brakes, it's going to need a rad fan, some other stuff that he's told me it needed. I forget some of the stuff he told me it needed, but this car was very, very well taken care of, and I can't wait to drive it. I'm going to tint the windows. I will derby it eventually, but I'm probably going to let it sit here for a bit, running it every now and then, until my Lexus gets to the point where it's pretty much beat up. My Lexus does need brakes right now, and that's almost enough for me to tell myself to derby it, but the air conditioning's so nice in it, so not yet. What I would really like to do is just keep this thing nice. Maybe I need to get a new piece of trim for up here. I'm gonna turn this thing into a Camry wagon that is amazing to drive. But I'm excited. A lot of the derby guys that are the old school guys, they always drive derby cars around, and they really like the derby cars. Like I know 2 guys here in Ontario that have roundback wagons that are true derby guys that go all over the world. The whole life is derby, but yet they have roundback wagons that are in pristine condition where they drive 10 times a year. So us compact guys, 10 years from now, Camry wagons are going to be extinct. Honda Accord wagons are going to be extinct almost just like roundbacks are now. And you need to keep some of them that are in pristine condition. And I think, oh, I need a light down there. I think this thing is almost pristine enough to be considered rare to me. In Ontario, it's definitely rare. So I'm happy about this buy. I'm going to try not to dent it, ding it, anything. I'm going to come back here and start it once a week, let it idle for 25 minutes, keep all the fluids moving, that kind of thing. But I do really want to drive it. It is pretty much as clean as any Camry will get here in Ontario. Especially, this is a 93, so that is what, 18 years old right now? You just don't find them like this up here. So I'm pretty happy about this. And don't worry, one day, it's probably going to be derbied, but I'm going to drive it. I'm going to wait for the Lexus to get a little bit more beat up, and then while that's happening, I'm going to slowly gather parts to fix this thing. Probably new brakes, stuff like that, and just from cars that I'm derbying, take parts off them. But the best part is, see, this is an off green, and as you see, right here, this thing's got a little bit of rust right there coming through. Not a lot, just enough that I can see it. But what's this? This is an off green. Not sure if they're the same color or not. Oh, wait a minute, that one's got a little bit of rust too. But I might buy a car that is the exact same color that the fender is good, and then I have a free fender to swap over. You never know what I'm gonna do. So I got a wagon, I got it home. I've actually been looking for one of these for quite some time, and I'm ecstatic that I got one. So thanks guys for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.